description of this YouTube video. This is file 74. The YouTube video that's in the description of this one has to do with file 72 and 73. This is me leaving the computer station at DSCN2962 2012. And the same individual harassed me as I'm getting up. Listen to what I say about how he's got his chair turned around. He had his chair positioned to where, like, say this is a computer, and you're sitting in front of the computer, facing the computer. He had his chair turned like this, okay, to where he was literally, where his eyes could have almost been directly to my peripheral vision of me looking forward at the computer that was sitting next to him. Yeah, he had his chair deliberately turned around while he was, so I could see his gaslighting of doing this constantly while sitting there using a computer. He was doing this. He was going like this, then he was going like this, then he was going like this, then he was going like this. And when he seen I was ignoring him, he turned his chair. So I would have to see it with my peripheral vision. So I finally got up and got the hell out of there and listened to how he was harassing me as I got up to leave.
Sir, I believe you could use this one.
Excuse me?
You're smashing into me on your way out of here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Totally inappropriate.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
You're going to brush into me at least.
I don't know what you're talking about. And why are you even turned around in this area anyways when you should be facing forwards? It's almost like you're asking for trouble with anybody that's sitting here.
Well, you're very clever with your camera on.
Oh, okay.
Good
Well,
for you and your
have a nice day. Just desperate skanks. Fall for it every time. Because they're stupid. Okay, I already undisputably proven that such a crime was happening to me on SDSU campus. On my way to campus, I'd say, let's see if I hear gang stalking being set around me at all once I arrive there, with a digital tape recorder running in reference to my transportation routes going there, and then it continuing to run once I got there. And then once I got there, it was set around me multiple times, even yelled out. And those videos are already online. Go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at SDSU." And if you look for enough videos, trust me, you'll find them. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. On this specific date, it wasn't just him that was gaslighting me. The guy to my left, my right was gaslighting me, and they had a guy sitting across from me gaslighting me as well. let me tell you about what these individuals do. Is that they set up an incident with witnesses, and the witnesses will act like they're just minding their own business, and then they'll use one aggressor, okay? And then the aggressor hopes to excite an incident, and if the target gets sucked into it, the people who will act like they were minding their own businesses, even though they were engaging in the physical gestures, will act as witnesses in reference to discrediting the target concerning the incident once it unfolds. And this is how they operate. It's called street theaters and gang stalking. Okay? Now, on March 6, 2013, I caught a San Diego branch manager of a San Diego public library, the North University Library, engaging in gang stalking when I was in a separate room. He was at his reference desk that was in the room. I was in the computer lab, and I was detaching the things that I had plugged into the computer so I could go outside to take a cigarette break. And as I was detaching the USB drive from the computer, I looked up, and the wall that separates the computer lab from the rest of the library and his reference desk is directly parallel to the computer lab. I looked up, and through the glass that's on the wall, I seen him gaslighting me. So I made a statement in a running digital tape recorder that I'm being gaslighted right now by the branch manager of this library. I then finished gathering my property and walked out of the computer room, and as I walked by him, he said gang stalking along with 2 other library employees. Yeah. Now, gaslighting is a term that describes gang stalking. You can Google it. Okay, so what's the likelihood of me being in a separate room, noticing I'm being gaslighted by a branch manager who's in the rest of the library that's separate from the room? When I noticed it, I discreetly bent my head over because my tape recorder is attached to a pouch in my bra. Excuse my descriptions. And as a result, the microphone extends right to the neck collar. So I discreetly bent over, covered up my mouth, and said I'm being gaslighted right now by the branch manager. I then got my belongings, walked out of the room, which is a separate room from where his desk was, walked by him to go out to have a cigarette, and as I walked by him, he said gang stalking. I have over 500 audio files of gang stalking being constantly repeated around me everywhere I go, in environments that are even 1 to 5 to 10 to 30 to 167 miles apart. After it was predicted before I even left one area to go to the environments that it was caught at. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. This is the stalking of gang stalking. And and in reference to how they're getting around me and repeating the word gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalk, or they'll combine it with other words they have me sensitized to, like, oh my God, weird, crazy. They'll get around me and say gang stalking, gang stalker, gang stalking, oh my God, gang stalking, gang stalk, in one place. I then leave that place and start walking to the library, and it's said along my routes to the library. I get to the library and it's said there. It's done to remind me that I'm a victim of this crime by getting around me and repeating the name of it. They're called direct conversation methods, where they will insert certain words or phrases within the conversations that they're having, and it's directly meant for you to hear. That's why it's called direct conversation methods. I'm in San Diego, California. It's a tactical sensitization methods using direct conversation tactics. And it's a clever way to make a person feel stalked by constantly repeating these words and phrases that they have you sensitized to. And so when I predict that I'm going to hear what I'm going to hear along my routes at this location before I leave it, and then it's caught in digital audio file, it'll show this crime is happening to me, because when I make the video prediction, I take a picture of my cell phone, which shows the date and the time. And the tape recorder will reflect a later time on the same date in reference to when it's being said around me along my routes. They've been caught, and they know they've been caught. You would not believe the proof I have. Look in the description of this YouTube video for cooperative material and additional videos that will eventually be put there for undisputable proof. And these organized gang stalking expeditions are directly connected to human trafficking and sexual servitude rings. And they're targeting the vulnerable, single women, single mothers, people on disability, the elderly. You would not believe what I know. And you better be damn sure that SDSU, USD, and UCSD will do everything in their power to make sure that the truth of the matter does never get exposed, while discrediting me by calling me crazy, mentally ill, paranoid schizophrenic, or that I'm a threat to myself or others. That's one of the reasons why they stage the events, to try to get you to act out. Yeah. Alright, I'm in San Diego, California, and thank you for listening, and have a nice day.